Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to a brand new video on the channel. Inside of today's video, we're going to be testing out Bonnie's rework, well, a bunch of other balance changes as well. For the very first time, give you guys my first initial thoughts, whether it's going to be impactful or not. And of course, the big one everyone wants to know about is Bonnie straight away. So I'm not going to clickbait you guys. I'm not going to make you wait towards the end like some other people do. We're just going to show you first and foremost. So Bonnie has received a big balance change. It's a massive buff. So if you guys are unaware, when you jump in, after straight away you get your super back immediately. So just like Mo, this will make her a very good brawler in the meta in my opinion. S tier, I'm not quite sure, which I'm going to be testing out my second channel later today in ranks. That would be a better indication. But if you guys remember, Bonnie, when first released, for a while used to be an S tier brawler or A tier brawler for a very, very long time, and then she just creeped down the meta eventually. But trust me, Bonnie has potential to be very, very good. So we're going to jump in here, we're going to go into our smaller form and then straight away back into cannon form. And that's the like broken thing about it. Like with Mo's, like of course it's good, you get that extra bit of speed, but with Bonnie you have 9.6k HP when you switch back to your other form, or just a lot more HP than your jump form. So I just think she's going to be so versatile. Look at this again, I'm going to jump in, I can go back into this form, getting a little bit of extra HP, get a kill onto Rico, and hopefully my pal can just walk this one in. Wow, this Bonnie reworks, it feels unreal. I don't want to overreact, but I really feel like minimum A tier. I might even put my neck on the line and just honestly say S tier. It just seems like such a broken rework. It's what Bonnie mains needed. So all the way from the F tier to the S tier, perhaps. This is insane. You got to try it out, guys. Let's jump into the next one. All right, guys, now jumping into the next buff, which it definitely has the most meaning to it, is Pam's buff. So Pam received a main attack damage buff going from 520 to 600, which is a 15% buff. And she received a supercharge rate buff on top of that. So imagine her as like a decent tank counter in a sense, because now instead of the health gear, I'm using a mythic gear, but I used to always use the health gear. I'm actually going to use the gadget cooldown because I can just use unlimited scrap suckers, which is also a really underrated thing about it. Always been a really busted gadget, so I feel like people will start complaining about scrap sucker now that Pam's actually going to be pretty viable again in the meta. So I'm going to get like unlimited turrets, which is going to be beautiful, but now she'll actually deal some good consistent damage. I honestly feel like Pam could be one of the better brawlers in the game. I really think like minimum 80 again with this. Whenever I look at buffs, I'm thinking the sweet spot normally for a brawler to make a really good mark in the meta is about above 12%. That is what I've noticed over my time, especially with damage buffs. Anything above like 10% with damage buff catapults them at least a couple of tiers in the meta, except for Maisie. Maisie, you just suck. But anyways, Pam just feels beautiful. Just feels absolutely beautiful. I feel like I've always got a turret up. Even this Mortis just can't deal with the amount of healing. The mythic gear as well, by the way, is so underrated with Pam. There's going to be so many underrated elements with her that are just going to come to light now with this rework. So I'm hoping my teammates can defend a little bit here. I've been trying my hardest, and this is actually one of the worst maps for Pam. For Pam, we want a more open map because you just get more value out of your turret, and she just doesn't do best in close counters. But you can see here with the amount of damage I'm able to put out, it's just too much for the opponents to see. Hypercharge is going to completely waste that. Again, I'm waiting for my scrap sucker here so I can just run into their faces and delete all of their ammo. So again, oh no, that is not good. But at least he has no ammo to kill me, but the BB can follow up. Can I get my turret down in time? Yes, I can. This is hilarious. This brawler is going to be so fun. The thing is, I don't want Pam to be too broken because in ranks, everyone's just going to ban her out. I don't want that. I want to be able to play Pam in ranks. Please don't ban my Pam. I want to try it out at least for a day. So yeah, Pam, I think it's going to make such a big impact in the meta already. I know that was against tanks, but I think she's going to be really, really good in that gem grab, in hot zone, although that's not in ranked anymore. I think she's going to be good in clean duty, etc. Look at that damage with Pam, just absolutely brutal. And tanks won't be able to push into Pam with that scrap sucker, so I think she'll be like a semi-decent tank counter as well. So that's going to be Pam. She's definitely going to be meta now. Let's jump into the next. Okay, so now jumping into the next brawler, we're going to be testing out who has the third biggest buff in my opinion. It is going to be Miko. We also have Crow as well, but Crow I think is more matchup dependent. But with Miko, he received a massive buff. Like, this is crazy when you think about it. So like I said in yesterday's video, do you remember when Miko first came out? Everyone was scared that with his main attack, he could just juke out too many shots in a row. And especially if he had a faster enough reload speed, he would be completely busted. This might be the case with him now. He received an 8% buff to his reload speed, which is going to be insanely nice. I imagine him definitely being a meta pick in knockout, bounty to counter those snipers. I think he's going to be really, really good. I don't know whether he's gonna like cope in other game modes, but again, he can be like this good in draft, in ranked. He's gonna be a good counter pick to those throwers later on. So kind of like how Mortis is. Of course, he can't get the team wipes, but he can definitely excel in those 1 versus 1 matchups. So I'm gonna go over to the chest there, completely miss, which is a fail. But this reload speed buff does feel really, really nice. I kind of don't want to end the game just yet because I'm not really put in a masterful performance yet with Miko. And of course, a really good thing about Miko as well is his star power. You can remove an ammo, you get an extra ammo, get a little bit of extra damage. Can't really do anything in that instance. I think he's going to be annoying. He definitely is going to be annoying. I think in Showdown, people are going to get very angry at Miko again. If you guys remember when Miko was released, he was meta in Showdown for a long time. Although I don't think this hypercharge is the best. I think it's good in 1 versus 1 still. Like, you're still going to get... Okay, that is... I forgot about that with Rico. You want to do that with Rico, by the way, if you're facing off against Miko to shoot against the wall. And you've got your gadget as well if you time it correctly. But still managed to get the kill. So I'm going to just jump forward here. Go up on my super again. The super just seems to confirm a kill every single time. Hopefully I'm not in a bad position to defend this. Okay, I can just go down to these two. Oh no, my teammates are dead. That is not good. Okay, I shouldn't be jumping in the air this much, but I'm just having too much fun. I'm liking this reload buff. Again, I'm not too sure whether it's actually going to like make him broken or anything, but it's definitely decent. Okay, we caught Chester lacking here. Okay, we jumped over Maisie's super as well. Maybe we can hypercharge super here to stay alive. Yeah, there we go. With Miko as well, the good thing about him, he heals up in his super. Come on, please, please, please. Oh, bro, that just completely deleted me. Chester's hypercharge is still completely busted. I mean, I was going to test out Chester, but for me, he's still going to be really good just because I don't know why his poison damage does that much damage. I don't know why. Again, like, it's just it's so broken, the pure damage that Chester's hypercharge puts out. So, again, we can push forward into this Maisie and just literally use our main attack to juke forward a little bit. Not going to get the kill here, but I think my Crow... Okay, jumps on the hypercharge. It's not ideal, but we've got a gadget here to slow the Rico. Oh no, Chester. Oh, nice. I'm going to pop my hypercharge here to try and get a goal scoring opportunity. I'm hoping Maisie's not got her gadget in time, and there we go. So Miko did feel a lot better, guys. Trust me, I could just feel it straight away. I don't know whether this one's going to make as big as an impact as people may fear, but it's definitely going to leapfrog and maybe C, maybe even B tier in the meta. Honestly, he could be like a better than balanced brawler in the meta now because he has sucked for a long time. So try out the Miko, guys, in Knockout and Bounty. We're going to try a couple more. Okay, guys, now jumping into a couple of the nerfs. I know the nerfs on, it's exciting, but the other buffs are quite... like, they're not as impactful. I mean, I will try them on stream later on today. Make sure to check that out. But I want to try this one. So with Steu, he received a massive nerf to his hypercharge rate. Essentially, now it's going to take him, instead of needing 33 shots to get his hypercharge, it's going to take him 50 shots. So essentially, by the time he had 3 hypercharges in the past, he would only get 2 now, which I think it's going to impact him quite a fair bit in the meta. A lot of people... I feel like I'm probably overreacting with that nerf because he hasn't needed like this hypercharge nerf for a little while. I don't know how I missed that. I was just, yeah, I don't know. I was too busy waffling. But we should be able to kill this dynamite in time. Okay, no, that was okay. Maybe my bad there. But yeah, as I was saying, I think it's still going to be really good because he's still going to be able to just glide, and his hypercharge is just literally a free kill onto whoever he's want. His hypercharge just fundamentally is absolutely insane. So hopefully we can defend this because I've got a lot of hypercharge charge here. Okay, let's go to the dynamite. There we go. Much better. You can see I've already nearly got my hypercharge here, especially against like tankier compositions. You're going to farm a lot of hypercharge for free here. I've got a gadget to just go onto this buzz. There we go. We're already super close here. He's just going to pop out a hypercharge. And to be honest, I didn't even want to score. I want to make sure I get my hypercharge. Buzz is going to go for... How did he just miss? Bro, he's worse than me on a buzz. No one is wanting to pick up this ball. I want to farm hypercharges, guys. Come on. And this should be an easy goal, even with Jolly Super. Okay, now I'm just going to pop it now then. I'll pop my hypercharge now. Let's see if I can get this buzz down. I mean, the hypercharge super still is completely busted. Nothing has changed about that. So yeah, I still feel like... I don't know, maybe this nerf might catch up on Steu. I don't think it will, but to be honest, with Steu, he's been meta for a very long time. So even if this takes him out the meta, I don't think Steu mains should be that angry because... Bro has been literally infinitely meta, and he's not really a toxic brawler to be meta, so I don't mind him when he's at the top, but still, he's had his limelight for sure. So if this was to knock him down a couple of tiers, I don't really mind too much personally. So you can see there, I mean, you can definitely feel the hypercharge rate nerf a lot, but you're still going to get a couple of hypercharges in a game, in my opinion. So that's going to be Steu. He's still fundamentally really strong in 1 versus 1. I think for him to be like bad in the meta, they'd have to probably nerf something else about him. Maybe his damage, maybe his HP or something. So yeah, still going to be good in my opinion. But let's jump into the final one. Okay, so now we're going to be jumping into the final nerf. We're going to be testing out the best brawler in the game by far. She received 2 nerfs. She received a nerf to her HP going from 6,000 to 5,600 and a 4-second cooldown nerf to her freeze gadget. So what I've done instead here, in fact, I've popped on the shield gear and I've popped on the gadget cooldown gear just because it helps me cycle my gadget just as effectively, and it takes away the nerf that happened, because I don't think you really need like damage gear on Lumi, because a lot of time you just end up just leaving your attacks on the floor for a long time. You definitely need the shield gear now though, because she's so incredibly squishy now. So yeah, me personally, even after testing this, I just know for sure this isn't going to be enough to make Lumi like a non-S tier brawler in the meta. It might take her off the best brawler in the game. I still don't think it will, but it's definitely not going to take her off the... It's just not, because the thing with Lumi, the reason why she's so good is because her main attack you can spam out so ridiculously quick. That is just too good of a reason to pick Lumi. Like up close, you can just shred through people. It reminds me of like Release Charlie, where her attack delay was just too short and you could just kill people just with ease in a 1v1. And it's the same with Lumi. She just have her counters. These assassins will counter her a little bit, and then also this star power as well on top of that. Hopefully don't die to this gadget. I mean, assassins do counter Lumi a little bit because they haven't got like any type of stunner and knockback in the close quarters, but you should just be able to make sure they don't ever get close to you. Like this Mortis, he's having a tough time because I'm just spamming out unlimited shots, and look, he's already weak there. I'm going to pop my super on the Nita. That's going to be the kill onto her. I mean, even his hype charge not going to be the biggest problem because we can just spam through our attacks. Like, look at the amount of damage we can do through just pure spam. Pure spam. We're going to pop our gadget here again, and just a gadget fundamentally is just completely broken. Who would have thought? Basically, mini lose super in gadget form would be good, guys. Absolutely crazy, in my opinion. Okay, my teammates need to try and do something because I feel like I'm just ultimately controlling people. I mean, I can't do anything about it. So, okay, I think she might be like a little bit worse as well on those longer range maps because she has less HP, so those snipers might be able to deal with her a little bit better. Because the crazy thing about Lumi was that even on like Shooting Star, even on these longer range, you know, knockout maps, bounty, I thought she was going to be the best brawler in the game. But I thought it was clear when I did like my sneak peek videos, etc., that she wasn't going to be good in bounty and knockout because she's got very limited range. But obviously her range is extended through just this fact here. Let's try and pop this gadget here and survive this. I don't know if I'm going to defend it in time. Mortis, please get the ball. There we go. That was a very messy clearance in the end. But that's going to be it for today's video, guys. After testing all the balance changes, let's just go through it quickly. Again, the big meaningful ones. Lumi, I still think she's going to be the best brawler in the game, or at least minimum S tier. I feel like Bonnie and Pam could potentially be S tier. If we're not overrating, definitely towards the A tier. And then we've got like Miko, probably going to be like a B or C tier brawler. Steu probably going to be A tier, maybe even it's still S tier, to be honest. I think these balance changes are all good. A lot of good shakeups to some of the bad brawlers in the game, but I don't think a lot of these meta brawlers are going to be impacted too much. They're just small nerfs. They're just going to be maybe dropping down a tier at maximum with a lot of these balance changes. So that's going to be it for today's video, guys. Make sure to check out my second channel and my stream later today testing out these balance changes. I'll be doing, you know, all of the meta stuff, so make sure you guys are subscribed. Yeah, and yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.